It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. How are you, Scooter?
Whoop whoop. And by the way,
he didn't
whoop,
do
whoop.
it. Yeah,
that was to make up for the other one.
He called me after the show Thursday and said, "You know what I forgot to do?" And I was like, "I don't know what you forgot to do." He actually, I got him. I got him, and I didn't even know it.
And the sad part is, if you know how many phone calls I got over that.
Did you really?
Yes, gloating about how I missed the whoop whoop.
Was Bob one?
Bob was the first one. He was the one I called you, and then I got, including my parents.
Really?
It's like, do you know you forgot something this morning? Like, really?
That's awesome.
Really? But yeah, I had quite a few phone calls that let me know I messed up and I forgot to whoop whoop.
Well, you made up for it today. That's 3 now, so you
4.
don't have to do it Thursday.
4.
Four.
Who's counting?
4. Oh my goodness. So Thursday and next Tuesday you're covered.
No,
if you miss it.
It doesn't work that way.
Oh,
I wish it did.
Day
but
up.
It doesn't work that way.
Day
no.
up. Well, thank you for joining us this morning.
But Bob
with
gave
your
me a hard
whoop-whoop.
time.
Yeah. Oh, I bet he did. Because, he lost a bet at one time. So did I.
Yeah, but
And I paid.
I give you credit. You went in, and I went back and researched the beginning of that show and how I would have messed up so bad. And we didn't start with our normal thing. You start with asking me questions.
Sure.
And it threw me off, and I'm not doing that anymore.
I'll remember that. I'll let it go another month or two, and then I'll do the same thing and see if I can get you again. And I wasn't even trying.
That was impressive, though.
I know, right?
Yeah. Don't even look at me in that tone of voice.
Well, we thank you for joining us this morning, and we like to start the show off with Roller Funeral Home. With all our respect, they sponsor the morning prayer. If you need pre-need service, give them a call. Now you've thrown me off. 870-425-2161. I don't know what to say. We sure do appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. It's a difficult place to be in, but we're glad to have them there to take care of us. And so with that, let's pause for the morning prayer. Dear Lord, just watch out for everybody that went through Hurricane Ian. There's a lot of people that are still trapped, a lot of first responders that are putting themselves in harm's way trying to rescue people. I've seen they were rescuing pets yesterday. That's wonderful, and I have pets, and we sure do appreciate that. Just watch over everybody and keep them safe. And this I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home.
Just
got me all messed up. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. Like I said, give them a call, 870-425-2161, and set up a pre-need service. It's good to have a plan in place for yourself, for your family members. It's a difficult time, and it'd be nice to know that everything's taken care of and they can grieve without worry, of that part.
Yeah, at least makes the step a little bit easier for the loved ones that are going through a hard time. I mean, they're going through loss.
Exactly. With that, let's take a short break so I can recenter and come back.
It's karma.
Just go to commercial.
Be right back.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
Realtors you would recommend to a friend. 98% satisfaction rating. I love that commercial.
That is awesome.
Yes, don't be left hanging by somebody that doesn't want to do their job. And
Yeah, but sometimes it's just people that aren't used to dealing with maybe newer people, stuff like that. So they take things for granted.
Sure.
That you should already. They think you should already know.
They assume.
They assume things.
We know what assuming is.
Yeah.
So Go with somebody that's not gonna.
No, and the Z team specialize. I mean, they know they specialize in new home buyers, and they know the little things to bring up so that
Sure.
you're informed and you know every step and what's going on.
Yep, they're also military certified.
Yep.
So if you're in the military, they know all the ins and outs of dealing with the government.
I think they call them military relocation specialists.
Yes, lots of red tape with them. So
Yes.
it's good to have a realtor that knows what they're doing in that aspect. Let's take a look at the White River, brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda's adore. Whoa.
Or did you want the fog?
Yes. Isn't it beautiful? This is a beautiful view of the fog of Collar, Arkansas.
This is
It's, halo over the water.
This is the same shot, but
Yes.
taken a little while back, and it's during the day. But kind of give you an idea of what it looks like today versus then.
Right. Now, I bet you by the time we're done with the show, it'll all be moved out. You'll
Yeah.
be able to see that view. You can go to retiredarkansas.net to find that view. They have zoom-in cameras, too, that move around the area. This is Collar, Arkansas. They're in Marion County looking into Baxter County. Yep, there's some more fog.
There's
Thanks.
your zoom-in camera. Oh,
There
that
it goes.
will
Oh,
really get deep.
yes.
All
You can see
right.
the silhouette of the trees, and down below that is the water of the White River. It's a beautiful rainbow bridge there to the left. You can see Bull Shoals, Missouri at the horizon, and Mountain Home. And one of my favorites is there to the right under Mountain Home. You can see the little island over there in the pic. It's a really cool shot that gets zoomed in on.
But
really,
just not
really
this
neat.
morning.
It's just not this morning. But, other times during a lightning storm, really cool to go watch from this view. Because, it's just a bird's eye view of that skyline and the lightning, moving across it. Very beautiful. Go to retiredarkansas.net. That's brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. And you can give them a call at 870-405-0793. They are realtors you'd recommend to a friend. I recommend them. Do you recommend
I
them?
do.
He does.
I do.
They have a commitment to excellence. And if you want a view like this, not this exact one, but like this, I'm sure they can find it for you because we have beautiful views like that all around this area. Mm-hmm. And up in Missouri. They are also licensed in Missouri. And so you find a beautiful view or just, a nice piece of land that you want to have up there, give them a call. Let's take a look at the weather and see what it's going to be like. We know it's foggy in some places. Mountain Home, Arkansas, it's 48 degrees. Harrison, it's 50. Batesville's at 48. Yellville's at 45. Marshall at 43. Salem at 44. Mountain View at 43. Calico Rock at 48. West Plains at 44. Springfield, Missouri at 52. Poplar Bluff at 41. And St. Louis at 38. National Weather Radar. We've got some activity going across Kansas and Nebraska. There's some in South Dakota. Minor activity down in New Mexico. Let's press play here. Up in the northeast near New York, Washington, you have some activity. It looks like Florida is going to have a good sunshiny day for them to get in there and work. It's nice. Across Missouri and Arkansas is all clear. It doesn't look like anything towards the afternoon. Let's see, there's the noon hour. Yeah, going to be a crisp, beautiful day here in the Ozarks. Atlantic City, New Jersey has a coastal low, brings heavy rain and wind. We've seen that on the national radar up in the New York and New Jersey area. It looks like they're going to have some heavy activity. National weather, let's see, we got air quality alert in southern parts of Texas, up in the northern part of North Dakota, and Missouri and Arkansas is in the clear. 7-day forecast today is sunny, high of 79. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 46. Wednesday, sunny, high of 82. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, low of 53. Thursday, sunny, high of 81. Thursday night, mostly clear, low of 52. Friday, sunny, high of 69. Wow, really?
Ooh.
Friday night, mostly clear, low of 42. Saturday, sunny, high of 66. That's beautiful. I love when the weather's like that. I can put that pullover on. And I'm not going to go on one of them trailers and I'm going to sweat. Anyway, tree pollen today is none. Grass pollen today is moderate. Ragweed is moderate. So even that's starting to calm down, isn't it, Scooter?
Well, I think it's still here for a little while.
But it's moderate. Just go with me on this.
Okay, what's moderate? Fine.
North Fork Lake water level 553.58. They are generating 1 as of now. Bull Shoals Lake water level is at 656.98. Oh, I didn't say level. We're going back. Level on the North Fork 1.58 feet above full pool. Bull Shoals 2.02 feet above full pool, and they are generating 5. So
5.
yes, be very safe on the White River. That is a look at your weather, brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. You can give them a call at 870-405-0793. Go to retiredtoarkansas.net where you can find their listings, the MLS listings, beautiful White River shot, and lots of other information. It's very user friendly. They just redone it a couple months ago, 3 months ago, and you always find little quirks about something, and then you go in and change it up, make it a lot easier to use. So go check it out. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with some community news.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever? What?
Welcome back to the morning show. And right then, did you see what happens?
I'm telling you, it's karma.
He surprised me.
It's karma.
Oh my goodness. It is. I will not ever get him for the whoop whoop again.
Hold on, let's just put this on you. We'll wait until you recover.
That's not right. That's not right. Okay, community news. Tentative dates have been set for the final hearing and jury trial in the case of former high school principal and head boys basketball coach at Omaha is accused of killing his wife. The final hearing in the murder case of 52-year-old Rocky Brian Dodson, charged in the death of his 36-year-old wife Amanda, is now set for October 18th and the jury trial for November 7th. The hearing and trial will be held at the Boone County Courthouse in Harrison. That was a big surprise to all of us when we heard about that. And the burn ban for most of Arkansas has included 3 more counties: Izard, Searcy, and Stone counties, due to dry conditions and no rain in the forecast. Baxter County is currently not under the burn ban, but we have Mickey Pendergrass here with us today, so we're about to find out if it will be. There is one in effect for Salesville. Outdoor burning in these areas is prohibited until a substantial amount of rain has been received. One more time. Okay. Baxter County Library Mom Walk and Talk is today, October 4th, 9 to 10 a.m. All moms are invited to join us as we walk and talk about learning the ins and outs of parenthood and babies. Bring your stroller and get ready to meet new friends. They'll walk at ASU-MH on their new walk path, which is awesome. I just went there Sunday with the wife. So this really neat. A lot of new moms and expecting moms and current moms go to this, and talk about the ins and outs of the tough job of raising a kid, right?
There you go.
Yeah. And so let's see. That's it. That's all I got.
I will say this, and we'll have more information on it Thursday, but I know this Saturday the Kiwanis Club and the Youth Center kind of goes in on a safety fairs.
Oh, okay.
That they'll be doing at the fairgrounds, and they'll have a lot of games for the kids, a lot of stuff going on. We've got them coming in on Thursday, so stay tuned on Thursday if you've got a kid and you're interested in that.
Okay.
We'll be talking about it.
Kiwanis Club on Thursday.
Yeah, you can put that on your list, by the way. You're going to be interviewing.
Club. I'm going to do that right now. And the youth center?
Yeah, I know Kelly's coming in with the youth center, but I know the Kiwanis Club kind of puts it on. I know the girls wrestling team will be there running a lot of the events for the kids.
Sounds good to me.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, very nice. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with Mickey Pendergrass, the Baxter County Judge.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest is Mickey Pendergrass, a Baxter County judge, and good morning to you. And how are you?
Good morning. I'm awake.
I know, right? That's about it. I can't talk. I can't think. Scooter's got me all flustered.
Give me a frog here.
Yeah, see?
I'll get it out. Yeah, I was looking at your fog pictures down on the White River. Reminded me of Saturday morning. We were trying to fish out of Theodosia, and it moved in just to takeoff time. We sat there for an hour. It fogged us in. So the upper White River, the upper North Fork of the White River of Bull Shoals Lake was fogged in. So that's the time of year.
Yep. Did you try to cast anyways?
Well,
did you sit in the fog and just think, well,
no,
maybe?
I didn't.
I don't know. I can't see where it's going to go.
The officials were watching, and we were in off-limits water. So.
Oh, okay.
I know when one summer we were, I was helping guide on the river, and we put one of my boats in and them to float down to where their cabin is, and it ended up that fog had rolled in. I couldn't see the banks I couldn't see the front of the boat. It gets hairy quick.
It does.
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing and that fog rolls in, you can get in trouble fast.
Oh, I
Yeah,
bet.
you got to have your GPS.
Probably just best to find a bank and wait it out, right?
That would be the best, but I'm with him. You bring it up on GPS and just pray it's close enough to accurate.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust
You gotta
it.
have, you have to. When you
Yeah.
get caught up in that, or at nighttime, you have to trust that GPS because it leaves what some of them call cookie crumbs. You can follow back your tracks, or you can stay in the main river.
That's true. I've seen that in the Fords that
Yeah.
you can turn that on and you can
Yep.
follow the path you came in on. Yeah,
Yep.
that's pretty neat.
It takes a while for us old guys to trust that sucker, but it works. So.
Sure. Well, that's good to know.
But we're on. Well, it's a good day. You got me up early, got me here, and I was on time today. And
You were.
You were
Chipper
early.
got a long day to go yet. It's going to be a long day, so.
Yeah.
we're
Good
looking
way
forward
to start it, though.
Yes.
How's it been since the last time I saw you last month? We always jump a month. So each time we're getting closer and closer to your retirement.
Yes, we are. I think I looked at the calendar this morning. Well, it's something like 91 days or 89 days or something like that. Not that anybody's looking, but we've been around. We've had a lot of work. We've started our budgeting processes and putting things together. And we've taken on some new software and budgeting paraphernalia and stuff to figure out our budget for this year. So for somebody that's nearly 70 years old, it's this tech world is moving faster than I can keep up, and that's even in the fishing world. I can't keep up with all the youngins on that. But in work, it's really getting there. But we've been to conference. I went to my last judges conference after just the week after I was here last time, and we had a big farewell party for. There's more than 35 county judges going home this year.
Yeah.
So that's more than half.
Yeah.
And or right at half. Come January 1 will be brand new county judges. For various reasons, about 30, somewhere around 34 of us are retiring. Others either resigned or lost an election. But that's a big change. So they had a big party for that. Secretary of State come in and give us a nice plaque, capital citation, and a lot of gifts. So a lot of those things are working, but the work has not slowed down, and it's probably the busiest time of the year, beginning in October, and it starts back in September, but beginning in October. And plus we have quorum court meeting tonight and getting prepared for that. The next two quorum court meetings will be pretty effective and has to do a lot with next year's planning and budgets and what have you. But there's been a lot going on. A lot of road projects that's getting completed or getting to work in earnest, trying to get done before winter. So, yeah, there's a lot happening.
Definitely. Did Kevin Liddy go with you on
Yes.
that trip?
Yes,
How did he enjoy
and,
that?
He and his wife went with my wife and I, and we took them around and introduced them to the staff. We did. He enjoyed it. We got to go to the dinners and kind of get him into the groove of things of other county judges.
Yeah.
And I told him, I got the few remarks that I got to say at that retirement dinner on the Thursday evening that we were there was it's been the best and most needed close-knit fraternity I've ever been a part of. And wanted him to know that because that's where your advice comes from. What we learn over the years is there's nothing when you come into this job as green as I did and as green as most of us that come in did. You get to know those guys and you realize that you're not going to experience anything that in some form or fashion they haven't already experienced, especially those that have been around a while. And they kind of get aggravated at you if you don't call and ask for help.
Really?
And we have such a close-knit framework, and we have advisors from the Association of Counties, and you've got to get to know them. So we took them around and introduced them, as many of them that were there, to get to know them, to make those contacts. We've done some other stuff, like a couple other things like that, to help them get along. But it still doesn't prepare you for it, but it sure gives you a leg up.
That is, yeah.
It's a leg I didn't have when I started. So
you didn't?
No, I came in green, cold.
Yeah.
Didn't get that kind of assistance, but we learned it and we figured that out real quickly, and so it was a big help to us. But yeah, we've taken them around. I have the only promise I made throughout this election seasons is I wouldn't turn anything over to somebody as green as I got it.
Sure.
I wanted them to be as prepared as possible. They still got to be their own person. They still got to do it the way they're going to do it.
Oh, definitely.
We're not the same people.
Yeah.
So, but many resources as I can put them in touch with and take them through the process, we're going to do that.
Sure. And there's still be half the other counties that have judges that have been doing it for a long time. So, but you never know. Even some of the new judges that will be coming in, they might even have ideas that will work, or they can bounce off of each other.
And I think I figured it up the other day. If you start at the Boot Hill and go west, there's 3 county judges or 4 in that whole area across the northern tier of Arkansas. If you start at Mississippi County, not county Mississippi County, but start in the Boot Hill there and go all the way to Washington County, Benton County on the west side, there's 4 returning county judges.
Yeah.
So this whole tier of, for one reason or another, and that's Izard County, Newton County, Boone County, and Benton County. Those 4 are returning. The rest of us are all going home, and there will be somebody new in our place. So it's they've never seen a turnover like this, and it's got them apprehensive about what's going to happen. But and the way the political system is set up, and why that's one of the reasons that causes that is the legislature. And they have a lot of new legislators as well because of the redistrict and from the census. They meet in your first 2 months, you're down there trying to help your legislatures deal with issues that affect your county or affect the county government in Arkansas. Yeah, I just got here. What do you expect me to do?
Yeah.
to know. So you get thrown to the wolves real quick.
So we better be ready. And you'll have it. You'll help them out as much as possible.
Well, we've been working on legislative stuff, and we've been keeping our legislators and prospective legislators informed in what we're looking for and what kind of where we need some help. And
your phone will always be available if he needs it after you leave office.
Well,
you won't ignore.
I was asked.
I retired. I'm done.
Yeah, I was asked early on. I hope you still answer the phone after you leave office. I said, well, one thing you've got to realize when you're in the back of Big Creek up in northern part of the northeast part of North Fork Lake, and you're back at Big Creek or South Brushy Creek, there's no service up there. So
and that's where you're going to be a lot.
So Gil, keep in mind, if you can't get a hold of me, I'm with Mickey.
Just leave a message.
Yeah. Can I go? Sometimes I'd like to be away from this thing. There's too many things going on in this whole world nowadays. It's nice to get away from it all.
Yeah. Well, when you have health concerns, and as I've had again this year with having 2 stents put in August, and after the major bypass surgery 6 years ago, it's time to 50 plus years in the workforce. It's time to slow down.
Sure.
And
slow down,
I
but
don't
stay
think
busy.
I don't think the people around the county right now think that it's time for me to slow down. I'm trying to slow down, and they just keep throwing stuff at me. So.
Get as much from you before you go as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it just died.
Oh, you still got a little juice left. He came in with like 5%.
We better go over the corn court stuff for his laptop dies.
It's pretty simple, but we can. When's the next break?
We'll go ahead and take one now if you want.
Let's go ahead and take the break, and we'll come back and talk more.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest is Mickey Pendergrass, the Baxter County Judge. And before we went to a commercial, we were gonna talk about the quorum court. So what's going on for the agenda this month?
Well, it's pretty a light agenda. We're going through the normal beginning processes, but we're going to set this up. We're going to have something new tonight that's never been done before, and the treasurer has spent out of her automation fund and made things available that you're going to see that you've never seen. There's going to be 2 big TVs on the wall on the front of the room, and they're going to have all the information that we look at as we go through.
So you can follow along, yeah.
You can follow along on those big screen TVs. We're hoping they're big enough. They're trying to make the screen. We have somebody operating it, and we'll be changing the screen so that you'll see the agenda. Then it'll go down just like this to the next ordinance and what have you right through the agenda.
Okay.
And so that'll be there. But all the JPs also got one of these.
There you go.
So they will be interacted by Bluetooth since the TVs are behind all of us. For the crowd, we'll all have this. I'll probably be using my paper copies, and I already have an iPad. They got iPads for all of them, so they can sit there and scroll through. Years ago, I served, and after I became judge, he was still there with Neil Pendergrass, who's on the school board. And he was the only one that ever used it. He always brought his iPad because he used it at his work at Baxter. And he always worked off his iPad. Well, now we're converting the whole quorum court, screaming and shouting, I'm sure, or be on the same page. And it goes back to the Paper Reduction Act under President Bill Clinton. How many years ago was that? But we get federal programs, and they just send us piles and piles. You just got to keep signing papers. It's crazy. But anyway, that's going to be the first thing you see tonight. It's going to be all new. We'll have it posted to the public to see. I don't know if you can focus your camera on it, or if we can even get you a copy. If you need to, you can get a copy of this. And if you've got somebody working it, you can show that agenda.
Pull it up, yeah.
But the items on the agenda are small. There's 4 ordinances and 1 resolution, with the possibility of a second resolution coming up, we expect. That's not on the agenda, but it's just appropriating fees. The 2 things that we can highlight here is we have an ARPA replacement fund. That all the money we get, we are required by the federal government to have a federal audit done, because now we go in excess of $1 million, so we have to have a federal audit. The fund, since we have changed the funding, and it has been, that revenue has been put into revenue replacement fund, we have to appropriate the money to put it in a proper budget item to pay for that audit. There was one story out there that had people working up that we had insufficient funds to pay for the audit, which is an outright lie. It's not true. We have the fund. It's just by the paperwork, by the requirements of the federal government, we have to pay it out of this fund. We can't pay it out of this fund. You can't do that. It's just not, it's a nightmare. So we're just moving the funds. The money's always been there, and it's more than enough. We're buying a little piece of property on the north end of the jail that we got negotiated from the law firm that's located there, so we can expand our turnaround for and parking for the place where they drop off the inmates coming and going, and get a little more parking on that side.
That's good.
Into that dredge. So that's ordinance on there. It's going to be the figure's actually going to be $10,616.50. It's on the ordinance as 10, but we have to pay the closing cost and survey. And then there's an appointment for the Rodney Jordan Volunteer Fire Protection District Board of Commissioners. 3 appointments or reappointments there. But the big thing, after we go through the announcements and the public comment section and adjourn, we're going to have a slideshow presentation from the University of Arkansas Extension Office. Brad Runstink, our extension agent, is going to headlight. He's bringing up his specialist that's worked on this, because they do a study every year when we have an election that have ballot issues on it. We have 4 this year, 4 ballot initiatives on the which camera on?
That one there.
This one right here. 4, and everybody needs to learn what those are and then vote correctly. And I think I'm expecting a resolution to address one of them tonight that's to be introduced, because we've had some information surface after this agenda went out, and we'll have that discussion. But they're going to do a presentation. What they do is a nonpartisan presentation. They'll give you those supporters say about it and those that oppose it say about it.
Sure.
And they do a really good publication. They have the books, and they will be presenting that. Public is welcome. We'd love to have you. We're going to hopefully have a room full of people to listen to this presentation. It is loaded on the overhead, and will be on the screens and will be available. And the books will be available from the Extension Service. Hopefully we got enough books. So if you would like to know that, either watch it here on y'all's Facebook page live. I think you're going to show that. I don't know how long it's going to last. You can watch it live and get one of the books, or show up and hear the presentation and the questions and the discussion.
It'll be live until it's over, so no matter how long. We're not on a set time, so
okay.
We'll go until it's over.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate y'all airing that, and to continue to air that, because they always did a good job, and we'd like to educate the people on what these issues do. Issue number 4, of course, is legalizing the recreational marijuana. That's going to bring up a lot of discussion in our part of the world, something that I would adamantly oppose, and still do, and always will. And I think it's a bad move. I'm probably going to lose this vote, but that don't mean I can't try to get people convinced that it's a bad deal.
Sure.
A lot of the arguments for that is well, this is legal, so we'll make them illegal too, because I don't like them anymore and I like this.
Right.
But the other issues will be presented. The first 3 were presented by the legislature. They get to refer 3 items to the vote of the people to amend the Constitution. And that's what's bad about some of these things. One of the issues has to do with amending the Constitution and it's getting extremely serious because of some of the things that they can't get passed through the legislature and make legal or illegal, so they go to the people and politicize it and get it changed to our Constitution. There's things in our Constitution shouldn't be there, but that's going to happen again. So there is one of the issues that is going to change the threshold it takes from a simple majority to a 60% vote, and I totally agree with that. But that's one of the issues. Another one is about supposedly religious freedom. You'll hear a lot about that before the meeting's over tonight. And the other one is another one that was referred to by the legislature. So stay tuned for that, not only for the Quorum Court meeting, but for the presentation tonight.
Sure, it's always good to be informed about those things. And I think when people go into the ballot box to vote on something, they're not informed enough. So that I've been there where I'm sitting there looking at it going, I haven't even heard of this, and so I don't know which way to vote. And so I just...
And a lot of it, people read it and see it only by title only. If you can do your homework and do the research, and I think it may be in these books, you'll see the whole thing, because you show up on the ballot, the whole thing's on there, and it totally blows your mind because you haven't seen all this, because all you've seen is the title. And the title is what's usually judged by the Attorney General's office and the Secretary of State's office to see whether or not it's legal to be on the ballot. But it really gets confusing, because now you see this whole thing, and what's this saying? I hadn't seen all this. So educate ourselves, yes.
And they had a problem with the one of legalizing marijuana. They didn't like the title, and they tried to throw it out, but a judge came back and said that they couldn't, but that they still had to change the title, I think. I don't know what that's in.
But it was so late that ballots were printed.
Oh, was it really?
That's a problem.
Okay.
that's one thing they do check for, to make sure that the title clearly explains, because they know people read title only, clearly explains, just like the ordinances that we deal with every month, what is inside the body.
Yeah.
Because if the title says one thing and the actual issues says something completely different,
Yeah, it's misleading.
Get that thing out of here.
Exactly.
That's what they look for.
A lot of what they're doing in Washington right now, their titles are misleading.
Yeah, very misleading, because what they do now is instead of having, it'd be like taking all 4 of these ordinances that we have on here and putting them on one.
Exactly.
Except you can take that times 100 in many cases in the federal government. That's what they're doing, and that's just wrong. We're done now, so it just died. But that each issue ought to stand on its own merits, and so. But then they use it. It doesn't matter which side. Both sides does it.
They do.
If you oppose a significant part of that bill that's been inserted in there, and you vote against the whole thing, now you didn't support this up here.
Exactly.
Helping these poor folks, and they just use it as ammunition to bash the other side. It goes back and forth, and that's why each issue should stand on its own merit.
It should. I agree with that.
And
I wish it would.
That ought to be in the Constitution, as long as term limits.
Yeah, along with term limits. I agree with that,
I
too.
wish they couldn't piggyback other things on that stuff.
Oh, they throw so much pork into those bills.
I was actually
you don't even know it's there.
Having a discussion with a very strong libertarian recently at a dinner, and been in my position, and I've always been that I can talk with anybody if you'll talk with me. I mean,
sure.
It don't matter. I'm not going to get mad. But somebody had asked the questions, talking about the United States Constitution, and I told him, I said, the worst part, the worst amendment to the United States Constitution is called the 17th Amendment. And I thought he was going to come out of his chair. He couldn't believe I said it. And he said, "You're absolutely correct. That is," and evidently libertarians feel that way, but I felt that way for a long time, and most people even know what the 17th Amendment does.
I don't know them all. I don't.
If you read the original Constitution, and this explains what's wrong in Washington, D.C., when you read the U.S. Constitution, when the Senate, the U.S. Senate was set up to be a representative of the states.
Mm-hmm.
So the states picked 2 senators. That's why there's 2 of them, no matter what your population is. The House was selected in the original Constitution to represent the people.
Mm-hmm.
So you get so many by equal representation across the country. So that's why those numbers change between more and less between states.
Mm-hmm.
Like the state of Wyoming has 1 congressman and 2 senators. And people just don't understand that and cry, "What's wrong with this?" That's because the Senate was set up to be elected by the General Assembly of the state. The 17th Amendment changed that to be elected by the people. So now we'd have 2 houses elected by the people, and it politicized the Senate beyond recognition.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The states no longer have the representation, because what would happen if they've sent a couple of senators up there and one of them votes against the interest of the state, like has happened a lot recently in some states, the General Assembly can convene and say, "Mr. Senator, come see us. We need to have a chat."
Sure.
And they send him home and send somebody else up there.
Sure.
Because they want the interest of that state representative, where now it's politicized as the People's House, which is the Congress, People's House, the legislature. They represent the interest of the people. And so that's what the 17th Amendment did. It changed the way we elected senators.
I did not know that. I thought it was
always 150 years precedent, and they changed it with the 17th Amendment.
Yeah. Learn something new every day?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any idea that the legislatures would send the senators. I didn't know that.
That's the way it was. And if you think about the makeup of the states right now and the legislatures in each state, it'd be 60 or 70 senators that would be Republican right now.
Yeah.
Because of the makeup of the state houses. Where when the people elected, the policies and then these huge appropriation bills and all the things, it's turned into a quagmire that they just use as political fodder to blame each other, and nothing properly gets done. And they brag about, "Well, I did this and did that." Well, they can brag about college loans, debted all they want to. I paid for mine.
Right. And
I paid for my wife's at $30 a month for 10 years, when we didn't hardly have $30 a month. So, so that's I was listening to an interview coming in this morning on one of the radio stations on Hugh Hewitt's show about the new Prime Minister of England, I guess. And it keeps coming back to where government has got, and it is true in this country, England, and many other countries. The only threshold or safety net for the downtrodden and the poor is the government, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. We should take care of each other.
Sure.
And now the government has become our mama and daddy and our big brother, and too many people living off of it, and that's not the intention.
No.
If they think it was, they need to go listen to Davy Crockett's speech before he went to Texas on the floor of the U.S. Congress, while he was a legislator from the state of Kentucky. That speech should be read every day in the House of Representatives.
Probably change some things, maybe.
From Davy Crockett, look it up. You'll appreciate it.
All right. It's 7:45. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with more from the Baxter County Judge, Mickey Pendergrass.
Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about
What?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest, Mickey Pendergrass, as Baxter County Judge, is telling us all about the quorum court meeting. And I thought it was worth mentioning that a couple of months ago at the quorum court meeting, you had the airport bond that you were discussing paying off.
Yes.
And that is now paid off.
Yes.
And so you're leaving the county in, I think, probably better shape than when you found it, because there's going to be no debt.
Absolutely no debt.
Yeah.
Other than the credit cards we use month to month, but those are paid off every month and they're paid right out of the budget, so there's no long-term debt.
No.
But yeah, we're clear and free of all debt. no more leases on trucks or graders or the crusher. We had a loan on the crusher, the new crusher we had to buy, but we paid it all off. But to that point, I have to say the legislature of Arkansas has been proactive and helped us to a large degree to help fund the road department and the 911 department.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they throwed a bunch of money also into law enforcement with the stipends that we did this year for employee raises. But we've been able to raise the employees, the payroll schedule of the employees in the last 2 years at least $3 an hour.
Yeah.
And that has been a blessing in disguise. We are blessed in Baxter County with a great economy, with great support from the people. People shop local. COVID created some of that, but our sales tax is still on the rise year over year and almost 3 years running, and it's almost unheard of. And that has blessed our general account and allowed us to do a lot of things to get equipment. Our biggest problem now is not being able to replace equipment because nobody has it.
Yeah.
We ordered pickups, some replacement pickups in our road department in March.
Still haven't got
We don't
them.
know when we're going to get them.
Yep.
We have a dump truck that was totaled last year that we've been trying to replace. It's 15 months.
Still can't find one.
And I give them authority, and I told my replacement that's coming, I said, just be aware that I give them permission to order this truck the way they wanted, but because it'll be next year before they'll get it. And if they're going to have it, they got to get it now. And parts sometimes has been a problem. But on top of that, we have a government bid on our pickup trucks and our cop cars, the Chargers and the Tahoes and the Ford
Explorer.
Yeah, it's a police special Interceptor. But those vehicles, we knew what they costed. But
Sure.
just for instance, a pickup, a plain Jane, 2-seat, 4-wheel drive pickup. And it was basically, the Dodge was the only one making them. To get to 1 tons, 3/4 tons, you could go to Ford or Chevrolet. But through the government bids and the manufacturers were that we could buy those for $24,000 to $25,000 brand spanking new. And in 2 years, you could sell them and get the same money for them.
Sure.
It was just a racket. And some of the government entities do that. We're not that fortunate yet. Right now, the last price they got on that pickup, if we ordered it today, it would be $45,000.
Yeah.
$20,000 increase
Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah. Isn't it
In
insane?
2 years. And that's why I got accused back during the campaign season, I guess, of driving a $75,000 truck, because if you bought that Tahoe today, it'd be $75,000.
Sure. Yeah.
And counties can't afford that. Even though our revenues are doing good, and we bought 2 of those Tahoes at the sheriff's office about the same price that we paid for the one I had. I think they're a year newer. That's not doable. We can't afford that. So we don't know what we're going to do, but they're trying to order it basically out. But we have been extremely blessed to be able to reward our employees for staying with us and going through it. We've had a lot of retirements over the last 10 years. If I look at my road and bridge staff of 45, there's less than 10 that was there when I started.
Is there really?
There's been that much turnover, and a lot of it due to retirement.
Yeah.
But so I've been blessed, and the county to be able to set and to operate and run a department in Baxter County, because I know all the county judges, and they do not have the resources we do,
Yeah.
and we just try to manage it wisely, because we know, especially I know, it's not always going to be this way. And there's signs out there that we're headed for another recession, and we have to be prepared for that. And we are taking steps to do that as we speak, and have taken them, so that the next generation, the next administration won't have to deal with, because we'll have reserves. And there's many counties out there can't even think about what reserves are. So we're blessed, and I appreciate the opportunity to have served. I even surprised myself how well we've done. It's just I had no idea going into it. You just think you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you get in there and you realize you don't have a clue. And but we worked it out and had a lot of help, a lot of support, and it's been very rewarding.
What's been the most satisfying part of the job for you?
The most satisfying?
Yeah. What makes you happy about being the Baxter County judge?
Oh, well, that's a tough one. I guess I need to start figuring out how to answer those questions, don't I? Probably the ability to reward the employees, that knowing there are many of them that could go into another profession
Sure.
and do a lot better than they do with the county. But the county is not extremely difficult to work for, but there are certain traits, and depending on which area you go into, that you have to be. When I started, the minimum wage of the lowest paying job in Baxter, this is going to shock you, was $7.36. Today, as we speak, our minimum wage is $14 an hour.
That's excellent.
And what we are pushing for, I don't know if we'll get there yet, but what we're pushing for in the 23 budget is for that to be 15.
Yeah.
So we have moved. When I started in the Quorum Court back in 2005, jailers were making $6.25 an hour. We reworked that salary schedule in 2007 tremendously, the personnel policy, and it's been a continual, for the 10 years that I've been here, we've worked on that every year. But now that minimum salary is probably 16 something. I'd have to look at the salary schedule again. But I'd say that's probably the most rewarding, is to be able to attract good people and pay them for closer to what is competitive within the community.
Yeah, we're not talking about easy jobs here.
No.
Whether you're out there messing with the concrete or you're inside a jail cell messing with somebody that wants to spit in your face. It's
and there's a lot of certifications goes with a lot of those jobs. If it's a CDL license, which most of the guys at Road and Bridge are required to have a CDL so they can get and drive in any vehicle and truck, and that takes a lot of training. They've got to have minecraft training to go onto the mine to haul rock and to work on the quarry. They've got to have crane training to be able to operate around that big crane that we operate. If you go into law enforcement, we know that you got to go through the academy, and you got the training, and you got to be certified. You got to have a clean record, absolutely no felonies. If you go to the dispatch at 911, there you go again. You got to be certified, and the training goes on and never stops.
No, I wouldn't assume it would.
It's a difficult job, like jailers, 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And it's not for everybody, but it's very rewarding that you help somebody, and we're trying to get those people paid for what they're worth so we can keep those good people. We have one that's going to retire from 911 that's been there for a long time. I'm not going to tell you how long she's been there. She might not like me, but she's going to retire the same time I do. But she was one of the few that have been able to stick it out at 911 for that long and be a dispatcher. It's a tough job.
Yeah.
And when you find out whether or not you, in any of those professions, especially law enforcement and emergency services and 911 dispatching, when you get that one call that's a disaster on the other end, it'll make or break you. It'll tell us whether or not you're going to make it.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of them walked after that call.
I can only imagine.
Somebody got extremely hurt or killed, and they're dealing with that issue, and it takes a special person to take care of that. But yeah, and then there's a lot of certifications in some of the offices. Some of the other elected officials' offices, they deal with a lot of money. They got to handle money. They got to trust them. I know county officials across this state that are in federal prison right now because they didn't do it right.
They couldn't, couldn't keep the hand out of the till.
And I trust all of our people, and that's been fortunate.
Yeah, most definitely. And we appreciate the job that you've done. I sure do. I didn't know any of this until I started doing this show. But to know that you're leaving us with no debt and raises across the board to help keep people that do their job right, and that's good.
A couple of other things I'll highlight, and that is a government that all the elected officials, and I got called out on it and wondering whether that was legal, but we still feel it's plumb legal. We started having quarterly or monthly meetings with all the elected officials in the county. And then I copied off another county judge and started meeting every year in every city. Now, imagine this concept, that all the elected officials meeting together in the county and working together to accomplish the same good.
Sure.
And that's a concept that we're proud of. It could have happened without me, but I don't think it would have, because everybody looks to the county judge for the leadership there. So to meet with the mayors, they're all close friends of mine.
Good.
To meet with the other elected officials, we worked on some pretty serious deal. We disagreed and we fought it out and we hollered at each other, but we come out the other end and we're still Baxter County citizens. So
Exactly.
and leaderships, but that's the way it is. But the concept that I think Washington D.C. could take from Baxter County is you guys need to work together up there and figure out. It don't matter what your philosophy
Amen.
is,
Yep.
but there is a place in the middle somewhere that you can find a way to work it
There
out
is.
and accomplish the purpose.
I just don't think they're wanting to do
I
that.
appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
Thank you. And we thank you for watching. Tomorrow we'll be back with Bob Rectenwald and whoever his guest is. Have a good day.